Guys and girls, woo! What is up? My name is Jesse Daley. This is my little crazy cat who represents being nice, Venice, Vegas. Ooh! Ooh! Guys, girls, welcome back to my channel. It's been a little while since my last video, but I'm so excited that you're back here today. And I wanted to actually share a rather personal story with all of you today. And I was inspired to do this after I read about, one of my inspirations, I suppose, in the entertainment industry, Carson Daley. I've always loved him. When I was growing up, he hosted TRL. Now he does The Voice, and then he's a co-host on the Today Show. And he opened up recently, as I guess it was as recent as last week, about his struggle with anxiety and panic attacks. So I wanted just to read what he said here. He said, I had a hard time breathing. I was terrified for no apparent reason. You feel like you're dying. I mean, that sounds like a really horrible thing to say. Well, he's describing a panic attack, obviously. Now, when you hear about a panic attack, like oftentimes people that have never experienced one or are not familiar with the subject matter will just kind of assume that, a panic attack is the same thing as anxiety, like, you just feel an attack of being, nervous. Well, in certain ways that is correct, but in reality, a panic attack is like your body goes into the fight or flight response, and it is really, really, really intense. When I was 19, I was in the middle of midterms at school. I was kind of stressed out. I was I was a sophomore at college, so it was kind of like still a stressful time. I was still figuring myself out in a lot of ways. And I was driving, actually, back from a job interview. And I should also tell all of you, and I haven't really mentioned it before, I've struggled with certain issues myself with anxiety and stuff ever since I was a kid. And actually, Carson Daley wrote, looking back on my life, I was a worry-wart kid. That was exactly the way I was. Anyway, so I was driving after this job interview. I was having midterms. I had just been stung by a stingray, so my foot was all messed up. And long story short, I had this, put Venice down here for a sec. My hands were on the wheel like this, right? And all of a sudden, this wave of I don't even know how to describe it, fear just kind of came over me, and it these tingly feelings moved up my arms, whooshed to my chest, that felt like it was pounding out of my chest, literally, my heart was going crazy. So I had no idea what that was. I never experienced something like that. I couldn't breathe. Anyway, so I called 911 from my car, and then I pulled over. I don't even know how I got off the road. It was crazy. I pulled into this gas station area, and I ran inside. I told the guy, I was I can't breathe. The guy who works at the gas station, he just kind of looked at me obviously I'm breathing as I'm talking, and I kind of realized that in that instant too. I was like, wait, I am talking, so I must be breathing, It was a really scary experience. I honestly, Carson Daley said here, is you feel like you're dying. I honestly thought I was having a heart attack or something. So anyway, this ambulance shows up, right? And by that point, of course I'm laughing at it now. This is a long time ago now, but it was so intense. They were they took my vital signs, and they got this stretcher ready to take me in the ambulance, and they looked at me, and they were I said, I think this is because of my stingray on my foot. I think it's messed up. And the paramedics, they were so sweet. They looked at me and they were like, Jesse, are you in the middle of midterms, finals? Are you feeling stressed out? And I was like, well, yeah, I am. And they were like, well, what you just experienced was a panic attack, and you should, talk to your doctor about this. So anyway, so I did. And, I worked through that. And I wanted to bring this up with all of you because I think that, I'm a very, energetic, and I try to always be a positive person and look at the bright side. But, it doesn't mean that I don't struggle with things myself. Of course, every one of us, struggles with certain things in our lives. And it's about what we do with those struggles that can hopefully make a difference in our lives and, improve our lives and improve the lives of others. So I'm telling you all of this because I was really impressed with Carson Daley's, opening up about his struggle with anxiety and that sort of stuff, and it's never held him back, and I guess the point of my channel has always been to keep moving forward, and I wanted to be honest with all of you about this personal thing that I went through, and I continue to, go through this, and you take it a day at a time, and it's important to talk to trusted, friends, family, doctors, it's counselors. It's important to share what you're going through. And one of my Twitter, YouTube followers actually had reached out about this topic, this subject, and if they want to make a comment about this, I'm not going to say the name if they don't want to be named on here. But I had mentioned a long time ago that I would tell my story about my panic attack, and I wanted just to just connect with all of you and tell you that even if you're going through something really scary or intense, there's people out there that will help you, and you are strong enough to get through whatever it is that you may be going through right now. And it's not always going to be easy, it can be, sometimes life can be really hard. Let's be honest, and I think that it's like the more honest we are with ourselves and those around us, and the more that we talk about our feelings and our thoughts, the better that life can be, and the healthier we feel, and the healthier that we become. And don't let anything ever hold you back. This was an issue I dealt with. I've continued to deal with it in certain ways, but it was more of a problem back when I was a little younger. But it never held me back, because I knew that I could overcome that. And even though it was scary and hard at the time, I didn't know what I was dealing with. But there's people out there that will help you. You just can't give up. That's the main thing that it is in life. Like, no matter what you're going through, you can't give up. We have to rely on ourselves oftentimes to help ourselves, but there's always going to be people out there that you can reach out to as well. So look at this hair, you guys. It's so crazy long. It's like, man, I just had some new headshots taken with the rocker hair. I suppose I'll call it that now. But anyway, I really appreciate your listening to my little personal panic story. Anyone else out there who has dealt with a panic attack or generalized anxiety, feel free to reach out. Let's talk about your experiences, and there's always going to be people that can help you out there. And also, I'll put this in the link below. My mom actually, after the whole thing happened, she bought me this book. It was like Overcoming Anxiety, Worry, and Fear by Gregory L. Jantz and with Anne Murray. So I'll put it in the link below. Check it out. Anyway, guys and girls, Bennett and I appreciate your loyalty to our channel here. I'm going to do some song covers coming up. I'm actually planning one with my guitar over there. It's in the case, but that'll be next. Guys and girls, I will also put a link below to a couple of new t-shirts and hoodies that I've designed that say Focus on Love. So maybe check them out, maybe wear them around. Focus on love. We'll share love all around where we can. And thank you for listening to my story. I hope I've inspired you to remember that you can overcome anything. There are always people out there that will help you, and you just have to never give up and never lose faith. Lots of love to all of you, and I'll see you soon. Love you. Bye.